Hey, what's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today I'm going to be talking about a brand new film set to hit VOD on August 10th. It's The Return. The Return tells the story of a brilliant young man that returns to his childhood home after his father suddenly and mysteriously died. While there, he realizes that the ghosts of the house and of his past are very much still present, and he may have to dig deep to find out what really happened in the past that he suppressed for so long, and how it may all connect to his father's untimely demise. So first and foremost, I gotta give a shout out to Uncorked Entertainment, who sent me a screener to check out this film a little bit early. I think the biggest draw for this film is undoubtedly gonna be Richard Harmon and Sarah Thompson, who starred together previously in The 100 over on the CW. They're gonna be the reason, if anything, that people check out this film. I fear that the plot alone doesn't have that much grasp for people who read into it to watch it. But I also think that it's a film that has a lot of mystery associated with it. So the plot that they talk about openly is gonna be broad, and it's thankfully not gonna spoil any of the best parts of this film, so I won't either. Unfortunately, that also means that most people will only be drawn to see the film, for the most part, because of the leads. But I'm here to tell you that the movie definitely has aspects that I had a lot of fun with, and I was engaged with overall. Personally, I went in expecting a completely by-the-books, paint-by-numbers haunted house film. That's what the trailers look like, and that's essentially how it begins. But there's not much focus on the haunting part specifically, because it starts diving into this main character's background, and the parts of his history that he has hidden away, and how that's actually important as to what happened to his dad, and why there are these weird things happening in the house. It's all related, and the more he goes down this rabbit hole trying to figure out what's going on, the more this film strays away from the horror genre and really hones in on the mystery instead. Though, parts of the horror remain from beginning to end anyway, and I really like the pacing of this film and how these characters learn, little by little, that things aren't really what they seem, and that the answer to what's actually going on may be stranger than fiction. So, essentially, I expected to not really care that much about the story, but the story ended up being some of the best parts of this movie at the end of the day, and again, I don't want to spoil you on what's going on here. I'll leave that for your own experience if you end up watching it, because I think the answer to those mystery questions are worth the watch alone. What about negatives? Well, a big part of this movie is just the fact that it's clearly more of a low-budget variety. You can tell that they were highly limited in what they could do, so a lot of the production value of this film feels cheaper and monotonous. There's little focus on the visuals aspect, but not enough to really stand out in an amazing way. This has a lot of focus on just this one house, for instance, and most films would have some really good production and set design here to where the location starts to turn into a little bit of a character itself. But even though there's a lot of focus on the house, it just feels like, a house, and nothing specifically like a character, or even that memorable. So a lot of the stuff going on behind the scenes failed to impress me too much, and that's gonna disappoint some viewers that maybe want to see more than what this film offers. I would rather recommend this film to somebody that actually loves independent cinema. If you expect more, you'll probably be let down. Let's go ahead and break down my final score. From an unbiased technical perspective, most of this film is by the book stuff. It has good pacing and a good mystery breakdown, so this score will be better than it is nothing, but still nothing crazy at 68%. My bias score is going to be a little bit higher because, in general, my experience with the film got better and better and better, and I got more pulled into the mystery. But I can easily tell that the film is flawed and has plenty of areas that could have been done better than how they were. This score is 76%, and when we average out the two scores together, we come to the final rating of 72%. 72 out of 100 possible stars, or a B- letter grade. Guys, have you seen The Return? If you have, what were your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and if you haven't seen it yet, are you planning to? As for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next review, and until then, peace out!
Dave examines movies we just watch for fun. Davey is the expert.